If you want a stronger relationship, avoid saying these 7 things to her. Relationship wisdom from a Stoicism perspective. As humans, we've all been guilty of saying something in the heat of the moment that we later regret. In the context of a romantic relationship, these impulsive utterances can have devastating consequences, leading to misunderstandings, hurt feelings, and potentially even the end of the relationship. I'll reveal the 7 deadly phrases that are silently killing your relationships and how to fix them like a Stoic master. 1. You always or never do this. The phrase always and never are toxic words in relationships. They're absolute and unfair, implying that your partner is somehow flawed or imperfect. When you say something like, "You always leave your dirty socks on the floor," you're not only criticizing your partner's habits, but also implying that they're intentionally trying to drive you crazy. This kind of language creates defensiveness and resentment, leading to feelings of anger and frustration. In a Stoic perspective, it's essential to focus on the present moment and the specific behavior that's bothering you, rather than generalizing or making blanket statements. Instead of blaming your partner for their actions, try saying something like, "I feel frustrated when I see dirty socks on the floor because it makes me feel overwhelmed. Can we work together to find a solution?" 2. You're just like your mother or sister and/or one of your friends. Comparing your partner to someone else in your life can be damaging because it implies that they're not good enough or that they're somehow defective. This kind of comparison can also lead to feelings of guilt or shame in your partner, as they begin to wonder if they're truly worthy of love and respect. From a Stoic perspective, it's crucial to recognize that everyone is unique and has their own strengths and weaknesses. Rather than comparing your partner to someone else, focus on their individual qualities and characteristics that you appreciate and admire. By doing so, you will cultivate a deeper understanding and appreciation for who they are as a person. 3. You're so emotional or irrational and worst impulsive. When you label your partner with an emotional adjective like emotional or irrational, you're essentially telling them that their feelings aren't valid or important. This kind of language can make them feel belittled and unheard, leading to feelings of frustration and resentment. In a Stoic sense, emotions are neither good nor bad. They simply exist as a natural part of the human experience. Rather than judging your partner's emotions, try to understand where they're coming from and offer empathy and compassion. By doing so, you'll create a safe space for open communication and emotional intimacy. 4. I'm only staying in this relationship because of our children. When you express doubts or reservations about the relationship in public or in front of others, it can be devastating for your partner's self-esteem and sense of security. Even if you're feeling uncertain or unhappy in the relationship, it's essential to communicate these concerns privately and respectfully. From a Stoic perspective, honesty is always the best policy in relationships. However, it's crucial to express your concerns in a way that doesn't attack or criticize your partner. Instead of focusing on what you're not getting out of the relationship, try framing the conversation around what you need from each other to move forward. 5. You're not good enough for me. This statement is perhaps one of the most destructive phrases in any relationship. When you tell your partner that they're not good enough for you, you're implying that they're inherently flawed or inadequate. This kind of language can lead to feelings of inadequacy, low self-esteem, and even depression. In a Stoic sense, every person has their own unique strengths and weaknesses. Rather than trying to change or control your partner, focus on accepting them for who they are and working together as a team. By doing so, you'll cultivate a sense of mutual respect and appreciation. 6. I'm only doing this because I feel obligated. When you express obligation or duty towards your partner rather than love or desire, it can create a sense of resentment and obligation rather than passion and connection. From a Stoic perspective, it's essential to recognize that relationships are built on mutual consent and agreement rather than obligation or duty. When communicating with your partner, try framing your actions in terms of what you want and need from each other rather than what you feel obligated to do. 7. We need to break up. Telling your partner that you need to break up without explanation or warning can be devastatingly harsh. Even if you've been feeling unhappy or unfulfilled in the relationship, it's essential to communicate your concerns privately and respectfully. In a Stoic sense, relationships are about growth and evolution rather than stagnation or destruction. When expressing dissatisfaction with the relationship, try framing the conversation around what's not working for you specifically rather than making a blanket statement like "we need to break up." By doing so, you'll create space for open communication and potentially even find ways to work through challenges together. Conclusion: as humans, we've all said things we regret in our relationships. However, by being more mindful of our words and intentions, we can avoid saying those 7 phrases that can lead to chaos and heartache. By adopting a Stoic perspective, one that emphasizes acceptance, empathy, and mutual respect, we can cultivate healthier communication patterns and build stronger connections with our partners. Remember that relationships are complex webs of give and take. No one is perfect, and no one is immune from making mistakes. By being more thoughtful in our communication styles and language choices, we can build stronger bonds with our partners and create more fulfilling relationships that endure through life's ups and downs. In the end, it's not about avoiding mistakes altogether. It's about learning from them and growing as individuals within our relationships.